Hello friends, welcome back to SAStober number 2. And let's just be real. Every day in this month is SAStober, okay? But SAStober is just these little extra videos I pump out for you all, okay? I'm glad that you have enjoyed SAStober number 1. I'll put that right here. Now, I had a cooking video that I was going to put up, but I may or may not have burnt it twice. So I hope you don't mind another story time, okay? I really didn't want to do a back-to-back one, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And you seem to enjoy the last one. Also, I will be going live tomorrow night, which will be the 13th on Wednesday. And we are going to have SAS Trash News for SAStober number 3, okay? We are definitely going to talk about Slothface Sean and involuntary, okay? And of course, other things. Now, a prison tale, my friends. A prison tale. My own little, not love after lockup. No, nothing like that. Life after lockup, absolutely not. But I have a little prison tale for you that I wanted to share with you. Now, my prison tale, it may be different if you had a prison tale. See, your testimony may be different. This is my testimony. This is what I experienced. Make sure y'all leave down below. Honey, I love reading y'all stuff, child. Y'all crack me the F up. 20-year-old me, it was the summertime, and a girl who I've known for a long time, went to school with, known for a long time, she's about 4 or 5 years older than me. Now, she was loud. If there was a party, she was there. It don't matter what type of party, she was there. She was outgoing. She definitely didn't know what the word work meant. She didn't know how to work, where to go to work, how to spell work. She didn't work. She depended on her parents, okay, very spoiled. She wasn't from here. She was from up north, and they moved here, her and her family. But we were cool. I wouldn't say she was my homegirl or a close-knit friend. She was an acquaintance, because it always seemed like wherever she was, you best believe it was drama. So I really didn't do anything, special with her. Like, we may go to the mall or something like that. Grab something to eat. 20-year-old me gets a call from my acquaintance. She was healthy, okay? She was a healthy gal, okay? And she was tall. She was a big girl. So she calls. Let's just call her Thickums. So Thickums calls me up and says, "Hey, Sass, I'm talking to a guy and he has a friend." And I was like, okay, well, what's up with him? Well, I don't know what he looks like. This is what Thickums is telling me. I don't know what he looks like, but I heard his voice, and his voice was sexy. Red flag number 1. Now, mind you, this was way before social media, child. Way before social media. So I couldn't just go on there and look him up. So I was like, all right. And I was like, well, your guy, how do you know him? My brother introduced us. Now, I didn't know much about her brother. I didn't know, where her brother was, where he's from. Hey, you got a brother who has a friend, hooked you up. Hey, that's not unheard of. Now, mind you, 20-year-old me, I knew the type of guys that she found attractive. The thuggin', the hood, guys who were unemployed. Guys who didn't know no work, didn't want no work, couldn't spell no work. Guys who didn't have no license, suspended license, they were always in the passenger side while their women was in the driver's side. Y'all know what I'm saying. But 20-year-old me was thinking, surely she knows that I'm not attracted to that type of guy. Surely she knows that. 20-year-old me. So I said, sure. Why not? Look, I can go out on a little double date, grab something to eat. I mean, sure. So a couple of weeks go by, I hadn't heard from her, so I thought, oh well, you know, it must have fell through. I'm not gonna meet said guy. So the next day she calls me after a couple of weeks. And she says, listen, can you be ready Saturday? And I was like, sure, I can be ready Saturday. And she said, I will be by to pick you up at 10 a.m. I said, 10 a.m. in the morning? And so she was like, yeah. Red flag number 2, friends. I said, wait a minute. You're going to pick me up on a Saturday at 10 a.m. for the double date? And she says, yes. She says, don't worry. We're going to, you know, grab some lunch and then spend some time with each other. And then we'll leave, you know, kind of early because he lives a bit a ways. Now, y'all don't hear me. See, in these parts, in my neck of the woods, I understood exactly what she said. When she said he lives a bit a ways, I knew that's probably about, you know, 45 minutes to an hour. That's how we talk down here. He lives a bit a ways. So I said, okay. And she said, dress comfortably. And I said, all right. So I had on some sandals, I think some jeans, and like a tank top. Nothing too extravagant, you know. I put on just a little bit of makeup. You know, I had my lip gloss popping. You know, I was just, you know, I tried to be a little cute, but not cute. Because this was a day date. So she picks me up. And we're talking. And we're riding. And we're talking. And we're riding. And we're talking. And we're riding. And then it gets to be over 2 hours. And I said, now wait a minute, Thickums. I said, we have been in this car for over 2 hours. I said, you said he lived like down the road a bit of ways. I was thinking maybe 45 to an hour tops. Where are we going? Now, mind you, friends, where we was going was nothing but open fields. Just flat. Open fields, cow pastures, child goats. I was like, this don't even look right. And then I was like, where are we at? Now for me to ask that somebody who grew up in the country in the thick of the sticks, I'm asking, where are we? Because I know no black folks live around here. So she said, we're almost there. Don't worry, we're almost there. Now at this time, I don't have no water, no, you know, chips to gnaw on, no nabs. I didn't make myself, I didn't know this was going to be a road trip. So we get there. And so she turns down this road, long road, a good 4 miles, maybe 5. And I was like, do they live in a development? Going up the road. And then I see a big sign. Blank correctional facility. Now, friends, I just was in shock. And I looked at her. And she had this look on her face. And she was like, surprise. I said, surprise. I said, whomever we are going to meet better be a correctional officer. He better be a correctional officer? And she says, no. I said, Thickums, why didn't you tell me? And she said, because I knew you'll say no. Exactly. I'm not here for no prison life. I'm not here to meet up with inmate number 4356789. That ain't even me. First of all, y'all, I didn't know nothing about the prison system. I never been to a prison, never walked by a prison, never received that. You have a phone call from a correctional facility. Never had that. Nothing. The only thing I knew about prison is what I seen in the movies and on television. So, of course, I'm shocked. I am like, taken back. Child, I think I started rocking in the place. Girl, I was just like, Now, see, at that time, y'all, I'm 5'2", about 130 pounds. She was about 5'11", 200 pounds, 230. So I really couldn't in her mouth. So she says, it's all good. Okay, just go in there. I said, I'm not going in there. I will gladly stay in the car. You go on in there. And she says, you ain't gonna stay in the car. She said, first of all, I'm gonna take the keys. You're not gonna be able to run no air condition. It's hot as bacon grease outside. And it was. I'm just sitting in there already sweating because I have sweating issues. And here the devil is on the outside going, how you doing? Hi. You sweating up in there? You're a little hot. Hot like hell, ain't it? You see what you got yourself into? Because you know. So I was like, oh my God. I said, well, how long you going to be in there? And she was like, a good 3 hours, maybe 4. What? 3 to 4 hours? So she said, just come on. It's going to be okay. So I get out of the car. We're walking. She was like, oh, I forgot my change. I said, change? I said, like coins, like money? And she said, yes. I said, remember, y'all, 20-year-old me ain't never been into the prison, ever. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know the rules and regulations. So when she said, I forgot change, I said, 20-year-old me, you gotta pay to get in here. Oh, she laughed so hard that I thought she was gonna pee herself. She said, no, girl. She said, for the vending machines. I said, wait a minute. I said, now we supposed to go on a double date. You said lunch. Is the vending machines lunch? And she says, yes. Got sandwiches in the vending machine. They got soups. They got drinks. They got chips. Anything that you want, you can get out of the vending machine. And she said, I got you. I said, what? You mean to tell me I done got up early on a Saturday good morning, got myself together, done roll with you for 2 hours to eat a sandwich out of a prison vending machine? She said, just come on. So we go inside. I'm nervous. Go inside, and the lady, she was like, sign your name. And I was like, sign my name? I was like, oh no, you ain't gonna get my name. So I was like, maybe they won't ask for ID. Honey, that woman did not ask for ID, and I did just like this. I went ahead and signed my name and went on through that little corridor, child. So I didn't know what to expect. Now here, what I have seen in the movies and on TV, the men are looking thick themselves. Like a whole Snickers out here. Baby, that was on TV. Because what I seen So we go inside this room. Big open room. Day room. Has so many tables. And the chairs are like attached to the tables. So it was inmates in there, children, their girlfriends. And you know, it was just so overwhelming because I have never seen anything like that before. Correctional officers are everywhere. Some correctional officers were cuties. But you know, I can say none because here I am, 20-year-old me, dumb me, is here seeing an inmate. So we sit down. And so a guy comes walking towards us. Baby. He was all of maybe 5'10" thin. He was about 130 pounds wet. Huge afro. Beautiful hair. He had beautiful hair. It was just huge. It was picked out. It was clean. Okay, edged up. It was clean. Smooth skin. He wasn't ugly. And so she was like, he cute, right? And I was like, he all right. He out here a little too thin, but all right, whatever. So he was walking towards us in green and white stripes, child. Green and white. So he was walking towards us. I was like, he is kind of cute. Butterscotch skin. He was kind of cute. Until he opened up his mouth. Baby, when he opened up his mouth, friends, it looked like he had fell in a box of rocks. I'm not lying, y'all. In a whole box of gravels. He looked like he done fell. He looked like the time he woke up in the morning, he was chewing on glass, rocks, and black-eyed peas. That's what his mouth looked like. I said, oh no, oh no. I was like, not jagged edge. Let's get married. Honey, baby. Honey, that bottom teeth, child, baby. That one too. I don't see how he still had a tongue. That's all I'm saying. Here he comes, child. And I was like, oh my God. Wasn't bad looking, just too skinny for me. And I was like, now, his teeth better be somewhat better than his homeboys. Because I can't be looking at that. I can't be looking at it. So he comes up and he was like, how you doing, my black queen? And I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go. Malcolm X Jr. wannabe. So he opened up his mouth. His teeth was on point. And I was like, thank God for that. So Malcolm X Jr. proceeds to say, what's your name, queen? And I was like, Sass. And he was like, they call me Preach. And I said, oh my God. Yo, at that point, I knew that it would be nothing between me and inmate number 4356589, Preach. I knew nothing is going to come out of this. So I was nice, I was kind, I was respectful. But it was nothing. I knew I wasn't going to see him again, ever. I came here on false pretenses because Thickums is a whole liar. And so he was like, you know, you got any kids? I was like, no kids. He was like, how old are you? I was like, 20. And he says, oh. I said, what does that mean? He says, I have a daughter that's 19. I'm sorry. What? Yo, this man, number inmate 356789, Preach, he was 37 years old. And he had a 19-year-old. Y'all do the math. I said, you know, I'm just here for moral support, you know, being with my homegirl. You're 37, you're a little too old for me, and you have a 19-year-old. And he was like, respect, respect. Then he says, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior? I'm sorry. What? Because, you know, when they get to prison, you know, they done found the Lord. But see, before they got into prison, the Lord wasn't nowhere to be found. Jesus wasn't nowhere to be found. Your criminal activities is what was found. And I said, listen, I don't have to explain myself to you, and I'm not going to answer that question. So then he says, do you want to know why I'm in here? I said, no, I don't. I said, I do not. I said, I'm not going to judge you because you in here for a reason. It ain't for me to know. I don't want to know. I said, you can keep that to yourself. But that's between you and the good Lord. So then he says, I'm going to tell you anyway, so we can get to know each other. There's no need to get to know each other. We're not going to see each other again, sir. So he says that 4 years ago, 4. So he had been in prison already 4 years. Him and his girlfriend was getting drunk and high. And he says that they had mad sex. Things got out of control because of the alcohol and the drugs. He proceeds to beat her up, steal her car, go rob a convenience store, went back to her house and passed out in the driveway. That is why he was in prison. I said, so you did assault and armed robbery at the double A? So his homeboy and my acquaintance, not friend, acquaintance, said, you know, we can get something to eat. Now I'm starving, but I'm ready to go already. Because I have nothing else to say to preach. So they was like, let's get some from the vending machine. And so Thickums was like, sure, okay, what do y'all want? So they're like actually getting orders. And I was like, girl, I'm good. Just give me some water and whatever chips you got. So she got her little baggie. And so she goes to the vending machine to get everything. I'm sitting there with Heckle and Jackle. So Preach is looking at me and he goes like this. Let me have that number. I said, okay. I said, now look. I said, I know it's been 4 years. But I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not trying to be rude. But this will be the last time you will ever see me. Ever. I wish you well. I wish you much luck here in the penitentiary. I wish you much luck here in the prison system. But it ain't nothing I can do for you, Chief. So Thickums come back with our snacks, with my water. And then we hear, I mean horns. Horns. And then the correctional officer starts running. Some correctional officers stayed. The other correctional officers start running. Honey, somebody had got into a full-blown fight. I looked at Thickums and I said, it's time to go. Come on. Come. It's time to go, girl. Grab your sandwich, grab your soda pop, and let's go. I'm not gonna be here on no news. It may be a riot. So the correctional officer said, visitation is over. And I was like, thank you, Lord. So, Thickums and Yuck Mouth gave a little hug. They do a little kiss. And so Preach stood up. And he went like this. I'm sorry, did you think I was gonna kiss you? I mean, absolutely not. And I said, have a good day. I hope you don't get shanked. I said, come on, Thickums, let's go. So we left. We ended up going to a local diner. The food was delicious, and that's it. That is my prison story. Now, of course, you're not entitled to tell me about your testimony. Some of you may have stories, some of you may not. You can keep them to yourself, but just tell whatever story that you have. I enjoy reading them. Y'all know what to do. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, I will be going live tomorrow night. And until next time, friends,